All right, we are recording October recipe night. All right, I'm handing this over because evidently somebody else wants it.
All right, everybody. So everybody knows that we've done a lot of growing here in the last couple months, and here in September, Becky has promoted to advanced director, and I promoted to director, thanks to my team. So as a thank you, we are giving Becky something. So
You already gave me something.
here you go.
But this isn't from the team.
This is
from
from
the
all.
team.
This is from
Y'all
the
need to
team.
stand in line for your beatings now.
Okay. But check out your bow that's Pampered Chef catalog.
Oh, we gotta take a picture. I can't. I gotta.
Taylor made it.
Good Lord.
That's what we were fighting about.
You're fighting over that?
Yes.
That is awesome.
That is adorable.
Show everyone on the screen.
Look, the Bella's a Pampered Chef catalog.
That's awesome.
They're cute. My gosh. Really, y'all?
Really, y'all?
Really, y'all?
Really, y'all?
I gotta save the bow. The bow's gotta come off. We gotta save that.
Just keep going. Here you go.
That's cute too.
Guess Lily's not out here. I want it. Oh, really? Thanks.
That is gorgeous.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Gorgeous eyebrow ever.
Perfect.
Your unibrow.
My unibrow. Okay, wait. Hold
It's
on.
polka dotted.
There. Perfect.
Eyelashes.
Y'all are bitches. We're recording.
I don't care.
Hey, look at that. We do have a team name.
Oh my god. Oh.
But none of us could tell you.
Y'all are witches.
What is it?
She said read it.
No. Pictures of their
Aw.
team promoted.
Oh, I love it.
And it says, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader.
Oh, that's you.
And it says Tiffany's Timberwolves. Aww. You hussies. Love you. Love you too. Aww. God, why do you make me cry?
Happy promotion.
40 years old and that. Good Lord. My heart can only handle so much, y'all. Woo! I just told her about. Oh, it's Honey.
Everyone's being really shy.
She's being shy. Look, I have to show my husband. Oh my god, and the pictures are so horrible.
It's all of our Facebook pictures.
Yeah, I have to say I love yours.
Oh, my Pikachu.
Yeah, you're Pikachu.
Terry sends me this message. She's like,
Did you ask her? She's like, yeah, that's what Brandon wanted. I was like,
Brandon
okay.
wanted this.
So, now that they've started this, now what's expected is this. So who am I going to get a next one from? That's the question, right?
Exactly.
Because how awesome would that be to have one of these for every one of my director teams going forward in the future? Y'all are amazing. Oh my god.
That's for your office, too.
Yes.
Oh
that's
yeah,
for
of course.
That's for your office.
Tiffany hasn't signed that yet, so Tiffany needs to sign that.
Slacker.
I know, right?
So it says, the world needs more people like you, fun, outgoing, kind-hearted. You make such a difference in people's lives that it makes me happy just to know you. Wishing you a wonderful birthday. Aw. I couldn't be with better people than all of you guys. And even my kiddos here. I'm just missing my other kiddo. Was that not a me?
Yes.
That was a me.
That was a you.
That was a me. What is that noise?
All right.
All right, well, let's let the fun commence. What do you guys
Yes.
think?
Sounds good.
So we're not going to wait for anyone else to join because Angie's on here and Angie made time for us. So we are just going to kind of roll forward.
Where did you go?
She just turned her camera off. Wolfie, did you see this?
No, I didn't.
Look. Do you want to say? Look, y'all. Look. That's not cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
See the team
Team
name, Tim?
Tiffany and her girls.
Aw, Timberwolves, that's really cool.
Oh,
That's cool.
and it has Tim's name in it. Oh, God.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
The
Let's do another vote.
It's in stone.
Okay, so I guess before we get into that, I guess I should give mine.
Yes, you guys are part of my team.
We've adopted you.
All right.
So who knows what it takes to promote to a director? Wolf does. My Wolf does like, yes. Yeah, we need the camera.
Did she say, can you see
I'm staying right here, right beside her. So who knows what it takes to become a director? What does it take?
We do.
Huh? 5,000 in sales.
5 people. Is it 5 actors?
5 active team members. What else?
750 for me.
750 from whoever's promoting to director. Okay. So that's kind of the criteria for what it takes. So let me tell you guys that the Timberwolves, I got gooseys, blew that out of the water. Like, y'all didn't just take a goal, like, and make it a small goal. It wasn't just 5,000. These guys ended up doing over $9,000 in sales, okay, as a team, which is pretty amazing. Lots of people just kind of promote by the skin of their teeth, and y'all just took it, like, put it under your foot and did this, like, smash of it, kind of like what the Wolfpack in general did last month with September. So with that, so Tiffany, these are for you. So there's 5 pink roses to kind of represent your girls, okay? And then, of course, a red rose, red represents our director color. So those are for you.
Y'all smell so good.
And then,
I think you might have to come back to me.
oh yeah, she better get it back over here. So we're keeping the pink and red going. So my gorgeous daughter over there made a cake for you guys. So again, you've got your 5 pink roses and your 1 red rose. And it just says, congratulations, new director, Tiffany. And of course, Tiffany had to be in purple. So.
Of course.
I
Awesome.
didn't even know that when I made the.
I know.
She was like, it's
I was like, it's purple.
So that's for her.
Thank you,
for
Maddie.
you guys. And then that's for you from me.
Yeah.
You're welcome. So nothing fancy schmancy, but it's all kind of symbolic because yeah, it's just a little drawing mat for when she starts doing cooking shows. When she starts doing cooking shows, she'll have that for her shows.
That was all a blur.
It was all a blur.
I like the virtual.
One day, y'all. One day. I promise she's gonna do a cooking
I did
show.
2. That was it. That's my limit.
2 and done.
2 and done.
And then I just had this little bag made for her so that as she's out and about, she can kind of work her business as she goes.
Ask me anything. Ask me about Paper Chef and receive a free gift on the spot. Awesome. A hug.
Tiffany's gonna pass out hugs. How many shows y'all think she's gonna book? Anybody? Anybody want to throw in a wager right now?
How many shows for people to
Woo!
I like
That
that
could
one.
get interesting. I don't like this. It's showing my boob.
To be fair, it's a Pampered Chef catalog.
Angie's probably dying laughing right now at me.
No.
Right?
Oh, and hey, I just wanted to let you know at 5:30 I gotta sign off. So
At 5:30? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you're-
my time.
I got you, Chickie. You're welcome. Super proud of you guys. And
It took all of them to do it too.
you
so.
don't promote in your, you can't promote in this business by yourself.
Mm-mm.
Okay. It's not something that we can be like, oh my God, I want to promote this month, right? It actually takes a lot of work to do it. It takes a leader to make it happen. You know, I'm a kicker. She was right behind me and I had perfect aim too, going backwards. But you can't do it by yourself. It's not something you can do by yourself, you know? And so that's why that mentality as a leader has to you have to flip a little switch. It's different when you do things by yourself versus doing it together. You know, it's just different. So same can be said with promoting to an advanced director team, you know, that you guys are all a part of now. That's something I've been trying to accomplish for 5.5 years, you know, and it really does take, you know, the group of right people to make it happen. So, the Chihuahua was like, I want to go outside. Yes, I want to go outside. So anyway, we're going to do things a little bit differently tonight for recipe night, because if you were here for recipe night last month, then you guys kind of got to see me in action. Most of you guys have been to a cooking show with me before and seen me in action that way. You know, some of you guys have been my hosts. Some of you guys have tagged along to shows with me. And so the kind of show that I do is more a demo style show where you're basically like a teacher, okay, and you're teaching people. How many of you guys are intimidated by doing a show like that? Anybody intimidated by being front and center? Yeah, Beth ran away, but I know she is too. Yeah. Kind of,
That's what
right?
I do the cooking, she does the talking.
Mike's like,
I like
"Hey,
that.
You're me."
Yeah, when she said about doing cooking shows, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll stay here about my voice. I'll do the virtual stuff and the catalog stuff. I can do that.
So it can be really intimidating, because for a lot of us, we don't like to be the center of attention. We don't want the focus to be on us. And so a couple of years ago, Pampered Chef developed a new style of show, which is called a station style show. How many of you guys have heard of station style shows before? Okay. So how many of you guys have seen that through Pampered Chef University, the station style shows? Okay. So if you haven't been on there and taken the training for a while, Pampered Chef University has a great section on station style shows. And what I like about them is that if you're a new consultant or you're somebody that really doesn't like to be the center of attention, then a station style show is perfect for you, okay? So I'm gonna kind of pretend like we're gonna go in consultant mode here, okay? So we're gonna start it out kind of how I would, because the other thing about station style shows is people can kind of be intimidated when you have a large crowd of people that are like, I don't wanna cook. What are you talking about? I didn't come here to cook dinner. And it's like, look, you don't cook dinner, you ain't getting fed. No, I'm joking. I would not say that at a show. Even though I'd really want to. If I had wine in me, there might not be any inhibition there, but you know. So what do you guys think the most important parts of your show are? Intro. Why is your intro so important?
I'm super awkward, like at first, and then once I get going, I get better. So like my intros are really awkward.
Your intros are awkward, okay?
But it kind of sets the tone.
It does. It sets the tone. I want you guys to think about your intro as a 30-second commercial about yourself, okay? You don't want it to be like super long, just enough to kind of get everybody, their eyes fixed on you before you're going to give them instruction of how the night's going to go, okay? So basically, when I start my show, I'm like, hey, everybody, thank you guys so much for coming tonight. You know, thank Tiffany for, you know, opening her door up to me and sharing her home with me. I'm sorry you had to clean your house. You know, if you go to a show with me, you guys know I throw humor in there a lot because humor bridges people. Okay, if you can get people laughing, their guard goes down. Okay, they immediately start to feel comfortable with you because people don't just randomly laugh. You know what I mean? Like you actually have to like have the emotions behind a laugh. So when you can get people to laugh, you really do start to engage with them a little bit more. And so I just tell people, so a little bit about myself. My name's Becky and I'm a advanced director. That's gonna be a hard one. I've said director for so long now that I'll probably still say director for 10 more years. So I'm an advanced director with Pampered Chef. What's that mean? I know you guys are kind of like, what's a director do? A director really is just a fun way of saying that I'm responsible for helping a large amount of consultants grow their own businesses, okay? So what's important about that? What do you guys think?
The fact that you have people under you.
That and coaching, right?
Teamwork.
So immediately if somebody came there thinking, oh, I need to check, you know, we need to watch this and see if this is something I can do, they immediately know that they're not going to be in it by themselves. You know, they know immediately that they have somebody that's going to be there to walk them through the business. Okay. And then I just say, so, you know, a little bit about my personal life is that I've been a Pampered Chef consultant now for 7 years. I know 7 years, you're probably thinking this chick's sold Pampered Chef for 7 years. I've been doing this as my full-time job now for 6.5 years because yes, you can make a living doing Pampered Chef, and no, we do not get paid in food shoppers, okay? I actually make real money. So my real full-time job is really being the mom of 4 kids. They're ages 21, 19, 11, and almost 9. And then we have the 5th kid, which is the husband. Don't tell him that, okay? Like she's like, I know. So we have kind of grown up with each other. We, you know, started dating when we were 16 years old, and you know, I'm still around after all these years, and he looks at me now and says it's cheaper to keep her. So that's why I'm still here. See, you throw little bits in there, and just like I'm making you guys laugh, it's the same thing with a crowd of Pampered Chef customers, okay? So then I just explained to them. So we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. How many of you guys have been to a Pampered Chef party before? Yeah, everybody's been. Who hasn't been to a Pampered Chef party? You've never been to a Pampered Chef party, Beth? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited you came tonight. So such as in life, you can only be a Pampered Chef virgin one time in life, right? So just like life, it only happens one time. That's it. So I want to get to know you guys a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of go around the room and tell me what your name is, how you know our host, and what your favorite Pampered Chef product is. Why is that important? Anybody know why that's important? So you guys see my intro is done, right? I've introduced myself, and now we're starting into the actual show part, okay? So what's important about getting them to talk?
They sell to each other.
They sell to each other, right? Wasn't it you that mentioned that, Jackie, before? That you? No, it was you. It was you, Beth, after you signed up. She was like, I like the way Becky did that because she wasn't pushy, right? Because she listened. She had never been to a Pampered Chef party before I met her. This was the first time that she had been to one. And so she got to listen to other people talk about their favorite products, okay? So let me ask you guys, how many of you guys have ever been to another direct sale party before? Most of us have, right? Okay. So when you're listening to that consultant of the other direct sale company, do you guys have a wall up? Is there like initially a wall there? Because you don't immediately go to another party and trust that person, right? Okay, so.
Well, it's not so much that, it's like you don't even want to buy anything.
You don't want to buy anything initially, right? You have to.
You go there to support the host.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to like what is it, origami or whatever, but I didn't buy for myself. I bought it as a gift.
Right.
I wasn't there to buy because of myself.
Absolutely. So if you take away one thing from recipe night tonight, this is what I want you guys to think about, okay? So let me ask you guys this. What's the most important product that you're going to sell? Yourself. Okay? You are the #1 product that you have to sell first before you can sell a legit, actual Pampered Chef product. It's you first, okay? They have to trust you. They have to drop the wall down, okay? Otherwise, you might as well forget it. You're going to have endless parties where nobody's buying because they have to trust you. And so that's why I use little bridges of humor, okay? But that's why, for me, that initial 5 minutes of the party when I let people then start talking, because guess what happens? Now, let me ask you this. Who are you going to trust more? The people around you, other shoppers, or the consultant that's trying to sell you stuff? Other shoppers, right? You're going to trust each other first before you build a trust bridge with me, okay? So that's why, for me, that part of the show is one of the most important pieces of the show, because when you let people talk, people are listening, okay? When I start talking, they're like a child, okay? How many of you guys are parents? And you guys know, how much do we spew out every single day that they don't even hear, right? It's kind of like our significant others. They hear half of what we say. The other half is like somewhere else, lost in space. Yeah. So our customers are the same way, you guys. They're the same exact way. The more you can get other people talking, the better off you are, which is why I love station style parties for new consultants. Because at first, you're very intimidated. When you do your first party, you'll be very intimidated, right? And so the best way to get through that intimidation factor is let other people sell for you. Because Beth, How many products did you buy that night because somebody else said something about them?
Probably at least 2.
At least 2, right? I know for me it's the same way when I go to parties. What I'm listening to initially is that those other people talking, because if they've used them, I want an honest recommendation from other people. When you think about it, yeah, you start to listen to the consultant, but then in the back of your mind, there's this little thing that's saying, well, she's just trying to sell me stuff. You know, she's just trying to take my money. But when someone else says it, they believe it, okay? So as much as you can let people talk, let them talk, okay? It's really important. So I would go around the room, okay? And then after that, that's when I would start my show, okay? So that's kind of the key for me. That's always been my key to success, is that first probably 5 to 10 minutes of my show where I let people talk, let people do the introductions. And so how would I start a station style show? It's gonna be a little bit different than what I would do with a regular demo. Because again, their first thought is gonna be, well, I didn't come here to cook. You know, I just got off work and you're making me cook. And so I address that right from the start, okay? So I say, oh my gosh, I know you guys didn't come here to cook tonight, right? Because you probably just got off of work, but I want you guys to get out of here in half the time, because I do respect the fact that you just got off work and you're probably really tired, okay? So the beauty about a station style show, which is what we're gonna do tonight, is that we're gonna make both recipes at one time, which means the show time cuts in half. Can you guys all get excited about that? Okay. So the other thing is, raise your hands if you have gone to a Pampered Chef party before. And then you'll get about half the room, or, you know, some people are like, whatever, I don't want to talk to her. Look, I've done 1,200 shows. I know how people think, for real. So you get people to raise their hands, right? And then I ask, okay, so how many of you guys that have been to a Pampered Chef party or bought Pampered Chef before, how many of you guys have a little item still in the box in your cabinet? Anybody? Yeah, okay. How many of you bought something because you were like, oh my God, I need this tool, and then you've never used it? Anybody fall into that category? Okay, so that's why I know you came here wanting someone else to cook for you, but that's why we're gonna do station style. So I can make sure 3 or 4 months from now that you're using the products that you're actually gonna buy tonight, okay? So what I like about this is that you get to try it before you buy it. Right there, you've answered all of the little boxes that are in their head, like, this is a crazy bitch, what is she telling me? I'm not cooking tonight. This is, you know, I don't want to be here 3 hours for a show, you know, blah, 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 blah. Especially if you're doing parties throughout the week. You know, I do a lot of parties on Monday nights and Thursday nights when people are still wanting to work the next day. And so when you tell them up front that the party's going to be cut in half the time, then it's, okay, we can do this, okay? And so then you say, okay, so we're going to do 2 recipes tonight. Over here, we're going to do a quick chicken jambalaya in our brand new quick cooker. And over here at this station, we're going to do a caramel nut ring, okay? So we got our main course, we got dessert over here. But before we get started, okay, so this is another key before you do a station style show. The problem that I always ran into initially when they rolled this station style show out, once you let them go, they're gone, okay? Once you let them go, you're not getting a word in edgewise for a while, okay? And so what I started doing that really, really worked was picking 2 main tools from each station, because the other concern I had raised by customers was, well, I want to see what's going on at the other station and what products we're missing, right? So again, we want to address that right away. So I would say, okay, so I'm going to give you guys a brief walkthrough of what we have going on over here at the chicken jambalaya station before we spread, before we, kind of break up. So how many of you guys have ever pressure cooked before? Anybody ever pressure cooked? Brandy, you have? Do you love pressure cooking? Yeah? Have you ever burnt yourself?
Not yet.
Not yet? Well, that's a good thing. Anybody ever heard of pressure cooking before? How many of you guys are like, oh my gosh, I am like totally deathly afraid of pressure cooking? Anyone? Okay, so a lot of people are. So anybody like to go on Google? Anybody Google lovers? Okay, so the next time you're on Google, go to Google Images and pull up horror stories pressure cookers, okay? And you guys are gonna see like cabinet doors blown off and like stove top sunken. I'm not joking. They're there. They're really there. So how many of you guys remember pressure cooking with your grandmas? Anybody? So for me, that was a memory that I hold very dear, was that time that I got to spend with my grandma pressure cooking when I was younger. How many of you guys have, heard of pressure cooking in the last 15 or 20 years? Not so much, right? The last 3 years, we've started hearing about it again. Okay, so just like with hair and clothes, things always come full circle and come back around. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The hair that was this high, the big wave. The clothes, we wore like acid wash jeans and big bows on everything. Okay, so food is very much the same way. In the food world, we want to be relevant. And so Pampered Chef, what I love is that they're always trying to be on the upper end of food trends, okay? So I'll tell you though, with the pressure cooker, they kind of took a back seat to it. And a lot of people are, normally like, well, you'd want to be the first one to release a product, wouldn't you? In this case where it could hurt people, no. They decided to kind of sit in the background and watch other companies. And we're really glad that they did, because now we have the perfect pressure cooker that's not going to give you burns. It's not going to blow your cabinet doors off. It's not going to make you need a new stovetop. I mean, if you need a new stovetop,
Way to go.
go to a yard sale and find one of those old pressure cookers. You can probably have a remedy in about 30 seconds, okay? So, but what I love about them is that they built in a lot of extra safety features into our pressure cooker, okay? How many of you guys are big on safety? Anybody have kids? Okay, so I know for me, being a mom of 4, that safety is really, really important. I don't want anything in my house that could potentially burn my kids or blow my cabinet doors off because I just remodeled my kitchen. That would not be fun. So I'm going to kind of walk through some of the steps of this real quick before we get started, because whoever's going to be at this station needs to know what's most important when we're over here, okay? Now, just because we're doing station style doesn't mean I'm going to be over there in the living room drinking a margarita and just letting y'all do this, okay? I promise I'll be walking around and helping you guys. So I'll tell you, the most important part of the pressure cooker is probably not what you think it is. It's actually this piece right here, which is the lid, okay? So you're going to see a couple of different features on our lid, which actually make it have the utmost safety. So number one, we have a seal in the inside. So this piece, how many of you guys like a dishwasher? Okay, so in the catalog, you're going to see it says DWS. It really should say Becky's best friend, okay? Because anything that can go in the dishwasher is my best friend. This part comes out top rack of your dishwasher. So, again, I can put it in the dishwasher and forget about it. It's kind of great. And it just kind of folds back down in here. So before you use this, you want to make sure that that ring is in all the way. So I just kind of like run my finger around it and take a nap, okay? Up here, you always want to make sure that this piece, you guys see there's a notch on this side right here. There's a notch up here in the corner. Can you guys all see that? Okay? You want to make sure your notches line up. So when you do that, you're going to have your steam icon down here. Everybody see the steam icon down here on the button? Okay. So you always want to make sure this is flush. This piece right here needs to be flush, and the steam icons need to be in the same direction. Anybody know why that would be important? Because we're building pressure, right? Pressure is pretty important to pressure cook. Yeah. So if you have the button pressed down like this and you're trying to build pressure, guess what's not going to happen? Yes, pressure is not going to happen. So when I am getting ready to use this, I just kind of run through a mental checklist before I hit the start button on it. You're laughing at me, but it's true. They laugh at me at a show because I'm like, yep. Okay, good. Now I can hit start. So if you have this button pressed, you guys see how that little thing raised up on the corner? Okay. So what you're going to see if it's like this is you're going to see steam coming from places where it shouldn't be coming from. And that's never going to be good. Okay. And no, you cannot do facials with the steams coming out unless you want a new face. Okay. That would not be advised. So we just want to make sure that our button is flush and that this is in the proper place right here. So you guys see the red little button right there? That's what I call my turkey timer. Who's ever made a turkey before? Yeah, so you guys know it pops up when it's done. Okay, so you'll see this later on. It's going to pop up when the steam is built, the pressure is built in the pot. So that's like a little turkey timer. So that's what I would cover with them. So then I would come back later on when they're getting ready to hit the start button, and I would just tell them. So when you guys have your pot built, okay, and you're getting ready to hit start, call me back over so I can make sure that the pot is where it needs to be, okay? So then what else would you pick over here? Anybody ideas?
Knives.
The knives, that would be a good one. Jackie, why would I pick this?
Because I made a mistake with it.
Okay, so you guys see that this is going to be your booking product, right? Most people are not going to spend $240 on a pressure cooker. I mean, now I sold 7 of them full price in the month of September, so they will buy them, okay? But our products are designed that, what is the average? What is your average in the company per purchase? Does anyone know? $65, okay? So I want you guys to think about that when you're thinking about products that you're gonna really focus on and talk about. You're gonna have your higher end prices. You're gonna have your middle end prices, right? And then you're gonna have your kind of average end prices. So why would I pick the quick slice?
It's versatile.
Versatile, right? You can slice, you can dice with it. When people see how much stuff they can slice and dice with this thing, they're sold. I'm telling you, I show this at every single show, and every single person buys one after they've seen it. Every single person buys one, okay? So this would be the product I would talk about. Now, if you have a smaller crowd, then you can take a little bit extra time. I would definitely talk about the knives, okay? So I would try to pick a high price, a mid price, and a lower price if I was going to talk about products. Then we would come over here to this station. What are we going to talk about over here?
The wine.
The wine.
We're going to talk about the wine. I love it. We're going to talk about what?
The pan.
The pan. Yes. What did you say, Nikki?
Oh, I'm saying the stainless steel.
The stainless steel. Yep.
The processor.
The what?
The manual processor.
The manual food processor. Absolutely. Now tell me why we would pick those 2 products.
The manual food processor is the best thing ever.
Yes.
It's the best thing ever. It's $53, right? So again, it's going to hit that little range of products where people actually, that's what they're thinking about spending on average. There's another reason why I would pick this product. Anybody guess it? It's in the new consultant kit, okay? So this is going to be one of those where you can plant the recruiting seed right here, this product. And normally when I'm doing a demo, when I'm picking out my recipes, that's exactly how I pick my recipes, you guys. I use recipes that are going to focus on the power tools because we want bookings, okay? We're going to focus on the middle price point because we want sales. And then we're going to also focus on things that we can call out the recruiting specials with, okay? So the manual food processor is going to be that item. Now, how do you sell the recruiting special with a manual food processor? Does anyone know? All right, let's talk about the small kit. The manual food processor is in the smaller kit, which is $109, right? And it's 53 of it. How much dollar value is in the $109 kit?
Is that 400 and something?
$435. Okay, so when I can tell people, I'm giving you $53 tool, you're going to spend an extra $50, but I'm going to give you $300 extra worth of products. That's how you sell a new consultant kit. So basically at that point, again, I would just kind of talk about the couple key products over here. I would tell everybody, all right, so who wants to go to what station? And everybody was always like, what? Okay, no, nobody wants to cook. Okay, I'm just going to go around the room and I'm going to call out 1s and 2s. 1s are going to come to this station, 2s are going to go to this station. So you just got to be a boss for a second, okay? People get it that you're not going to relent. You're not going to pull back and you're not going to change things up. So I would just go around 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then everybody would split up. And then direct everybody, again, to wash their hands before they get to their station. Okay? So once you have everybody at the stations, you just explain. All right, so at your stations, you guys are going to see station cards, okay? So we have one for the chicken jambalaya. We have one for our apple nut ring, which is going to be over here. And who's bossy? Anybody bossy? Oh, so you're going to be the boss of this group. Who's bossy over here? Oh, Mike, you're the boss over here. So my bosses are going to kind of be in charge of the group, okay? You're going to read the recipe, keep everybody on track with the recipe, okay? Sound like a job you can do? Okay. You can have a glass of wine while you're doing it. Everybody else can be jealous while they're cooking.
There you go.
Yeah.
Be jealous while you're cooking.
I don't drink wine. So if you go into a station style show and you're scared about it, guess what's going to happen?
Everybody else is gonna be scared too.
Exactly. Okay. So you just need to have fun. And you just need to tell them at that point. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between the groups, helping you guys, talking about some of the products while you guys are using them. And look, I know you're probably right now, you're thinking, I really wanted to see what that person's doing over there. Look, you're not grounded. You're not punished. Okay. You can take a couple seconds and go visit the other group and see what they're doing over here. And hey, halfway out, if you guys want to change groups, go for it. I don't care as long as the food's getting done, right? That's all that matters. And that's how you fix it. Okay? You give them permission to leave the group. If you do not give them permission to leave the group, guess what?
They're not God.
They're not going to leave the group. Okay? They're just not going to leave the group.
The teacher told them to stay.
Exactly. So that's how I started. Very simple, guys, and then you just let them go. Okay, you just let them go, and then you just go over to one group, make sure they're getting started, make sure they see all the ingredients are there, make sure they know all the tools are there, bounce over to the other group, and you just kind of go back and forth. Does that seem like it would be a lot easier for anyone? Takes a lot of the pressure away, right? What do you think, Jackie?
I like it.
Yeah. So what would be nice with you guys is that literally
Get one.
one could be at one could be at the other. And you could be directing your groups, right?
Two bosses.
So hubby doesn't, know this, but like when the kids are all gone and he goes to Pampered Chef parties with me, he's going to be helping me too. What did I tell y'all 5 minutes ago? All right, so that's what we're going to do, guys. We're just going to break up and we're going to start these recipes off station style. So we have the jambalaya over here. We have the dessert over here. The station cards are at.
She wanted to do your phone and turn that on and then I'll just go around. She just wants you to be a consultant.
I'll hire him. He's hired. All right, let me start this again.
Pull the sugar out. I mean, that would be what I would do.
So Angie, do you have any questions at all with what I said?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I've never done a station style. I do like you do. I do more like the
No.
teaching style.
Yeah. Yeah, it does, and that's what I'm comfortable with too.
Yeah.
What I like though is that once you start growing a team, it's great to give people options when they're a brand new consultant.
Yeah, I think it would. Trying to grow, it is a little easier in that way.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. All right, let's start this. Woo.
Hello.
All right, so we're gonna put this one here.
Well, I'm heading out. You all have fun.
All right, sweetie, everything's gonna be recorded, so you can check back later.
All righty. Bye.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. It won't work. No.
Can you do that and then cut that one off?
Yeah, I can do that.
It's easier to do that with the phone.
I hope it doesn't stop recording.
It's warm
I don't
now.
think it will.
Well, record both.
Dr. Style. Up the arms. Up the elbows.
I need a cut glass. It's only you.
Yay! Sorry, we wanted to switch over to my phone. All right, so yeah, it's recording. And you can flip the camera.
Yeah. I'm gonna flip the camera. I hate iPhones. How do you
Look,
flip
he's
the
gonna be my florist.
How you flip
Just
it?
tuck it. Yeah, right there. Cut. Cut.
Good
There you
job.
go.
Oh, I hate iPhones.
All right, so who's gonna be a chicken jambalaya person?
1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh,
1, 2, 1, 2.
huh? You'll be over here.
So we have
Okay.
tomatoes,
Have you used the pressure cooker yet?
sausage,
Okay. Who needs extra? You need help with
rice.
pressure cooking? Or are you good? Okay.
chicken
All
broth.
right. So a couple of y'all be over here, and then over here. Sweet. We're gonna separate Jackie and Mike. What do y'all think?
Yes.
Mike's making dessert.
There's the recipe.
Okay, so you should have all
It's gonna be. I know. I probably eaten the whole bag.
You do you.
All right. So we have caramel sauce, apples, butter. Is that sugar and that's what? That's raw sugar and cinnamon. Walnuts, biscuits. What else is in this?
Nope,
Nothing in there. And there's the tools.
And I did.
Would you like a shot of this?
Yes, please. She'll probably post it. All right, cool. And we're gonna add chips in for a little crunch.
He's like, what? Who's giggling?
All right, so what is?
Oh, you know what? Let's do that. We want to go around. Does everybody know each other yet or no? Okay, well, how many of you guys have never met Nikki before?
I've never met her in person, but I know who she is.
How about we just go around? We'll go around real quick.
And how you know Becky?
She's so funny. Just go around, tell each other how long you've been in the business, okay, and who your recruiter is. So I'll start. I'm joking, you guys already know me. All right, so you start.
We have to do it. You have to do it.
I'm Becky. Becky got us. Yes, she just snagged us, and we've been in about a month. In a couple days. Something like that. They're babies. Yes, they're my babies. I love them.
I'm Nikki. I've been in the business. December will be 3 years.
Woo-hoo! This is like the AA meeting.
Oh, where'd it go?
What?
It's you.
Ray, howdy.
Laura Blackman joined. Hello, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Good, Beth.
I'm back. I signed up underneath Tiffany, and I started in April of this year. Oh my gosh.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I signed up under Becky. Becky, how long have I been?
Like 6 months?
Yeah, got me. 6 months.
I'm Brandy. I signed up under Beth in July of this year.
I'm Brenda. I signed up under Tiffany, and it's been like 2 months.
Something like that.
2.5 months. No,
Yeah,
it's 2 months. About 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm Mike, and I belong to Jackie and under Becky.
I love that. I belong to Jackie.
I don't mind, ladies.
They're over there.
And then we have a spouse here, Mr. Wade.
Oh, there you are. He's back.
Another part of the business.
There's the whole family. Oh, he's back. There you go.
All right, let's get cooking, y'all. If y'all want to eat anyway. Bingo!
So how do you get this that it goes back?
What?
Like it? That's Laura.
That's Laura.
Right.
She doesn't have her camera on.
Okay. So how do we get this back up? So I know when I'm filming.
Whoop. Somewhat. Gloves? Yeah.
There we go. I got it. She does.
I do.
I don't use them. I'm so used. I wash my hands. Yeah.
I haven't always done it, but I just started. It saves so much time. when you're working with chicken, have gloves. You know, then wash your hands 15 times. You want extra gloves? Are you guys good? You want another pair? Maybe one more pair? Yeah.
Butter my biscuits.
I just had it, and I pulled like close to 400 pounds earlier. So,
What's funny is my customers know that I use gloves. Did you guys see like a week and a half ago? My customer reported me that I wasn't using gloves and they were all making fun of me. They were making fun of me because I wasn't using gloves at the show. It was great. Just chicken. When I'm working, it's just easier to pull them off.
Let's check out the dessert.
She's getting butter for my biscuits. Miranda and I should not be together, by the way.
So what does the direction say? What do we have to do with the biscuits?
We have no idea.
Okay, great. All right.
Our leader left to
Your
melt
leader.
butter.
So separate biscuits cut in half with a knife. Silicone prep bowl, microwave butter for
Toss
30
biscuits
seconds.
in butter.
Ah.
See? I'm gonna toss my biscuits in her butter. You need to take the camera away.
I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you want, you can slide us the mat out, maybe step to another one of you guys. One can read and maybe one can start like the slicing while she's doing chicken. What do you guys think?
Yep.
I'm in love with this picture.
Alright, so which one are we gonna do?
Brandy, your face is so funny. I love that picture. She's like,
Using the chef's knife. And place on
Oh, with Branda's Pikachu.
This is the chef's one. This is this.
that's what it'd be for Halloween this year.
Right? Yeah.
Who's oranges?
Isaac.
And then we're just gonna cut this.
Hopefully it's not a really strong one.
Oh, yeah, we cut slices.
Cut the ends off, right? Yeah.
All right,
Once they
I
cut
know.
from the apple, the top, and then leave that on these.
What is it with onions? If you don't cut the root part, it doesn't make you cry?
Yeah.
So we go pole to pole, not equator.
Huh?
No, if you cut down.
The roots,
Yeah.
cut off the top.
Just like this.
So-
Leave the root on.
Oh, gotcha. I'm a little dense.
She said, stop my life.
So it's a question I ask people at my shows. I ask them, do you cut it north to south or across the equator? Right. So north to south means, you know, the poles. Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
you've got your root end and you've got your other ends. And across the equator. And the reason you guys want to do that, because when you cut into the root, it gasses you out. The other thing is, if you only want to use a half of an onion, you don't want to cut through the root because that separates the layers of onion. Okay. So if you cut it, if you're looking at the onion, you want to cut it this way versus cutting it this way. Make sense?
Becky, do you have another fish slice?
Oh, what,
I
honey?
know you have 100 slice.
I only have one. My other one's in the garage somewhere. Yeah. So here, you guys can use this though, then we'll just wash it and bring it back over because they're not using it yet.
Okay.
So with this,
Thank you.
then we
How
just
do we
cut
use
here
this
to peel it,
How do
right?
you use it? It's
That's how I do it.
Oh, wait.
Is it the whole onion? You need the whole onion?
What are you talking about?
I just cut the onion in half using the chef's knife.
Tiffany.
So then we have to just cut it this way.
Yeah, well, cut your end off. Cut your other, go ahead and cut you're going to use the whole onion.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
I think you figured it out.
Yeah, so cut that.
I usually cut mine. I do mine good.
All right, and now I would cut
Becky, how do you use the corn more for the apples?
So cut your apple in half,
Did it.
just like that, and then just like she's doing right now. Yep, sweet. Just scoop your seeds out, scoop your little ends off. Yep.
The other end. How do you use the other end?
That's
That's
for
a melon
melon
baller.
baller.
What do you use a melon baller for?
To make balls with the.
Why would you ever need balls of melon?
If you ever do like a fruit salad or something,
Yeah, you can cut a
Why
watermelon in
can't
half
you,
and then
like,
put all the
just
balls in
slice
there.
you can. But some people like to
We're
become
gonna slide
creative.
all the celery, peppers, and
I thought making the fruit salad was fancy. Like, now you want bowls of melon.
I can't
It's the
with
balls.
that. I can't
Or
with
you can
Sarah.
knife cut it if you want to knife cut
want to actually use it.
Okay.
I approve it.
I'll bring this right back. Gotta be faster than me, girl.
Anything with the way that you rock.
Rocket just like this. Side to side, 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 and then push straight down. Keep pushing.
There you go.
Just like that.
And then
just dump it right in that blue bowl.
oh, just like that.
So it's slices, not dices?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Okay.
We can dice it if you want. I think the recipe says dice. Here, I'll be the jambalaya boss. Or do you want to be the jambalaya boss?
I think Evelyn should be it.
Now, how do you dice it then?
Now pick it up and give it a quarter of a turn. Yep, just turn it a quarter. Put it back on.
Does it matter if
Back
it's
down through.
a little off?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Next.
So here we'll do this one too, since you did that one.
You can brush the 12-inch still.
Can I just use the one?
Yep, just pick it up. Dump it.
And then just dump it right, just pick the whole thing up. Woo, yep.
Potent. Cool beans. Yeah, I thought I could get a potato, and I messed up.
Technically, you're not supposed to with those.
Yeah, I know. I found that out the hard way.
What the onion?
Potato.
Oh,
So
yeah.
with potato.
Well, if I cut it in half.
If you have small ones, it would be different, but like the big ones, no.
I always pinch my fingers when I use that at home. The first like 3 times so far that I've used it. I guess just the way I want my finger on it when I'm going like this and down, and then I get it in between there and the corner of that.
If you guys want to take a knife and just slice your apples, go for it.
That's not what the directions say.
It tells us to use the quick slice.
Is that your favorite group over there? Because you're making us work harder.
Completely abandon us.
I'm about to flash you.
And our balls.
That's not It needs more butter.
How much?
Don't use all the butter. We need to butter the biscuits. Might have to get another stick.
There's half a stick.
This is why wine should not be introduced to this.
I'm like, yeah. You just want to, yeah.
Are they chopped or are they sliced?
Slice. You just want to slice.
Can you do the quick slice or the simple slice?
Yeah, I can get the simple slicer if you want simple slicer.
That'd be easier.
Too late now.
It's too late now.
Yeah, you're
And
already
I'm afraid she's going to use it.
That's why I'm over here a little bit. I'm still in arm's reach, but
Let's watch the expert.
I'll go ahead and
Using the manual food processor, chop a half of the sliced apples with half
once
of
you
the
get your
mixture of
chicken
walnuts.
chops, it's very good. You want to go ahead
It's
and
not.
slice your
About, yeah.
chicken sausage up. So the first
All right,
thing
wait a
you're gonna
minute.
do is the
Keep that
chicken
one over there,
sausage
'cause this
is
is
here
half.
cooking. And then once it's half,
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
yeah. And then you're gonna pull it out.
Y'all give the knife
And
to
you'll
the wrong
take
person. Don't
just gonna-
stab me.
I'm just gonna move over here.
Mike's,
Like it.
Mike's gonna be outside by the time this recipe's done.
I'm gonna wait in the van.
We got biscuits to butter, Mike. You gotta stab.
Let's switch back to the chicken. Nikki's doing a fabulous job.
Yeah. If you're going to do the celery, you want another cutting board or cutting mat, or do you guys?
There's another one under here.
Okay.
I have to.
Yes.
One says you have to do that.
The apple nut sugar.
On top of the butter. So it should be like a paste.
What's in there now? Apple.
Let me come back over here before I get jealous.
Evelyn, you want to come sit up on the stool?
Wanna go have picnic?
Come over here. Sit up on the stool. You want to see mommy? Come here.
Y'all need a, I could have to get you guys a bowl. Huh? For scratch?
Is the
No,
quick
for your biscuit.
is the quick cooker on Sears?
No, it's not on
Huh? Is it on Sears or is that
Not
what you
yet.
have to do?
It is on now.
Evelyn, why don't you go find your sister?
Your biscuits are gonna go in there.
Oh, my sister's in there.
I think I feel better.
Right, yeah, I was gonna say, you could probably just stick it right on top, like the cutting board, until it heats up.
Right?
Is there any oils? Are you supposed to put oil in it?
Yeah, there's already oil in it.
Okay.
Yep.
butter
No, no, I hadn't turned it on yet. All right, here, we're gonna take this.
Nick more. Yes.
I'm not going to waste over here.
Jackie, you have a keeper.
Which one? Yeah, don't be jealous.
Did you say which one?
She did say which one.
All of them.
Between the four of them, yeah, which one you want?
Oh, I got sugar in
In the hole.
What?
So?
So come over here. You better just take that away.
You might want to edit this.
This is real life Wolfpack. Okay, real life Wolfpack. Just saying. Don't hate us because we rock.
Smells good.
And with the baby Timberwolves that have no idea what they're doing.
I love that.
Oh, I have to show Nikki what you guys gave me. Come on, work those biceps.
I don't know if it's chunky enough.
Toss the biscuits in the butter.
She needs this on both sides.
Yeah, so you could read it. Did you hear that, Becky? Mike?
Say you're going to something with the something.
I put the wrong people over here with nuts and balls.
And balls and caramel and butter.
Buttery biscuits.
Wait, what am I doing with this?
Holding it.
Put it in that pan.
All of it.
Don't you need, wait, hold on. Do you need the pan to be hot first?
It doesn't say. Are we supposed to
These
use the pan
are
to cook?
Scrappy directions.
Arrange your biscuits on top of the apple nut mixture in an overlapping
What do they need to do with what's the
Read the directions.
They are.
They're not clear.
They don't even tell us what the hell we're doing with the pan.
That mixture is going to go down in the bottom.
Does it need to be hot?
No. We're baking this.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That's going to go down in the bottom.
Still, it's already.
Oh,
I think it
Jesus.
screwed me up with the pans later there. What the hell going on there?
You're going to put it down in like a nice, layer. Like it's a nice layer. Yeah.
It's gonna be like a cook.
Exactly. But it's actually going to be the top.
What? We're gonna have to get it out here. You don't want to You don't want to You need to back over there. This is the Wolfpack bag. We are.
They're the misfits.
We just inherited Mike.
Yeah. I was told I had to separate.
Okay, well, there's not enough mixture.
Yes,
Yes,
there
there
is.
is.
Spread it out. You can do it.
Don't follow instructions. Just put half another apple in there and we're nuts.
That's what I would do at home.
That's what I would do too. There's a half a stick of butter here.
Perfect. Look at that.
But there's holes.
Were you supposed to save half of that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
I
I
don't
don't know. I'm on the other side. What they've told me, yes.
What's the next step?
Okay, now.
Arrange biscuits on top of the apple nut mixture in an overlapping circular pattern.
Oh
Now you
my
gotta get
god.
fancy. Here,
Get fancy.
Ain't nobody got fun.
Look, you all don't know how many recipes I've changed mine. When we were doing something overlapping,
I'm gonna chop the nuts over here.
I want to see the flour going here.
You can do it,
I was
Miranda.
going to do
I
a
have faith
turkey
in you.
cranberry wreath because I thought that would be fun. It's a good classic recipe.
There's no balls in that.
It said overlapping, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So
Work it.
I guess maybe I'll just go live and keep going. Or we can have a second.
what was the other recipe like?
We just need to do a second one, Becky.
That's somebody wants.
This one's really sugary.
Slippery.
I can throw it in the pot, hit a button, and I'm done.
This one got smushed.
It's
So beautiful.
And that's buttered biscuits.
That's really how I'm selling the pressure cooker.
She sold like 3 or 4 of them full price in one party.
This is how I'm selling them.
They're fine.
They are. I mean,
when you sell the benefits of a product and not the features of it, when you say, you know,
And
Jackie,
that's
you're
in
a
a
busy
virtual
mom.
party, isn't it?
Jackie, you're a busy mom. You know, how many times do you forget to take protein out for dinner, right? Everybody go right
Damn,
over
oh my God.
And then the last, yeah.
Yep.
Be home all day and forget to do that. So you have to have responded.
Looking
We got
good.
two freezers. The freezer upstairs. I got 3 freezers. Meat, fish, all you name it. It's all in there. Take something out and then figure it out from there. No.
So the words I'm using, if y'all want to know my words I'm using, because you guys know I do a demo style show, right? The way I'm selling this quick cooker full price is this. You ask people questions because, again, you need to give them the opportunity to talk. So I ask people, number 1, how many of you guys go out to dinner more than once a month? Everybody in the room will have their hands up. Great. Okay. How many of you have forgotten to take chicken, hamburger, something else for dinner at least once a month? Everybody again.
Okay, so week. That's a month, right?
So any ideas of why I asked them that first question? Why do I ask them the first question of how many of you guys go through a drive-through once a month? You may know why?
Save them money.
Okay, so you break this price down for people.
Something they can't
And I
afford.
tell them, okay, so I know you guys are going to be sticker shocked when you see $240 in the catalog. But half of the room just said that they go out to dinner more than once a month, right? So break it down for you. $20 a month.
There you go.
That in a full year, that's your price of the quick cooker. Okay? You're not giving your family crap food. Okay? Your dinner is done before you even get back from the drive-through line. There you go. You sold it. Done. Why do you think I asked the second question? Exactly. Everybody can put themselves in their shoes. They can relate to it. So when I tell them, after I ask them, when I ask them that, and I say, okay, so you guys are like me then. We're just normal people, right? We forget. So the best part is I can still go to my freezer. So how many of you guys have ever gone to the store to get chicken because you forgot to take the chicken out? So you're spending extra money to go get chicken.
No.
People do though. I know. Do.
I get off work at 7:30 at night. He's like, you run to the store.
Exactly. And even though you have chicken in your freezer, right? Right. Yeah. But, and so people do that. Okay. So when I tell them, well, guess what? You can take frozen chicken and pop it, and then you can still cook it. And they're like, what? Wait, what? You've sold it.
It's easier and faster to go fast food, but now we're trying to make it easier and faster for them to do it at home.
And healthier too.
Right.
So
controlling all the products.
You're controlling the ingredients.
Here's just get it out. So again, you just want to relate to people through your own experiences, and that's how you're going to sell the product. And again, at that point, you tell them, look, I know some of you still might be like, okay, I still can't afford this product. I can't justify $240. That's why you come and let me teach you a recipe of the quick cooker that I'm going to put in your kitchen for half price. Okay? So that's where you introduce that booking.
Oh, yeah. Right in here.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Yummy. There we go. Nikki, what tool are you using there?
She is using the cross-selling tool that you must sell with this pot. Okay, there's 2 cross-sell tools.
Scoop and train. Scoop. Only because I look a little bit.
There are 2. Again, there are 2 tools that you can sell when you sell a quick cooker. You need to sell the extra stuff, right? So the 2 tools that you want to sell, so if you know somebody wants to buy the quick cooker, but they're going to host a show, then you tell them, okay, so the tools you need to buy tonight at the party is this. The microwave grips.
Right here.
And the scoop and drain, and if you have your hand. Those are the 2 tools
Pac-Man.
everybody needs to have in the pot.
I also do the
Well, no, I'm just saying, though, if they're going to book a show, to get the quick cooker, but they still want to order something at their friend's party, those are the tools that you want to sell them that night.
Which will help them with their friend's party. Oh, someone got fancy.
Not on purpose. Then what?
Now what?
I think Mike has great direction.
Yeah.
Sprinkler.
No.
What do you need to turn the oven on
We
to?
already got that.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Woo!
All right, so here's our veggies. Those are going in. So that's peppers, onions, garlic.
Are the vegetables?
So we're again, we only partially cook the sausage and the chicken. You don't want to fully cook it. We're just gonna sear off the vegetables too.
Add the vegetables. We're gonna cook them.
Yeah, we're just gonna sear those for a couple minutes. Then you're gonna dump this back in there. You're gonna add your broth. You're gonna add your tomatoes. You're gonna add your rice, and you call it a day. Okay.
Did they put it in the right oven for the dessert?
Top.
The top.
Did you guys put it in the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
And put your spoon in the sink.
All right, I'm gonna
So we need to get.
I also do the cross-selling of the large metal like utensils with that because I know like home I'm sure I'll keep my hand away from the heat. Yeah. But the wooden one as well.
To which you got those for free by qualifying.
I got all of that.
What's your favorite?
So you guys are in the oven, right? How easy was that?
Laura, Lakin, and Maggie, hello. Hi, everybody.
That's together earlier, so I'm still kind of working.
It's a little crazy and wild here.
Yeah, it's a little crazy and loud, and my kids are bawling.
Hopefully next time you'll be able to be here, Lakin.
It's a little.
I don't know. Sundays are hard. They're a family day, and I'm usually at my grandma's, but.
Aw.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime.
Came home. The babies they weren't feeling the best, so.
Oh, how did they say?
I don't know if they're sick. They threw up yesterday, and Amelia threw up all over me in church today.
Oh no.
But other than that, they have no sign of sickness, so I don't really know.
Huh.
Then you turn it the opposite.
Laura, when are you gonna make a trip up here?
What's up, Laura?
Oh, happy birthday, Becky. I just saw it was your birthday.
Becky, Lakin said happy birthday.
Thank you, Lakin.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
We love you guys. Probably good. Yeah.
So rice is next.
Yep, you're just gonna dump it all in. So dump the rice. Cancel on the pot. Dump that in.
Rice. Now the chicken sausage. The vegetables are half steamed. Doing the broth. Now the tomatoes.
And then I just give it a stir. Everything's kind of mingled.
They're having a party.
I don't know what I do.
Right there.
Oh.
Right there.
Yeah. Oh, it goes in whichever one. He buzzes at me. I messed up every second. Nothing, babe.
All right, cool.
Yes, yes.
Come on, put some muscle in there, Dick.
Don't flip it over. All right, it looks like we have plenty of liquid.
Yes.
So guys, the one thing you want to know about pressure cooking is you need to see liquid. Okay, if you don't see liquid, add some more liquid. It's not going to hurt your recipe. Okay. Oh my God.
We are right to the max level almost.
Yes.
Right there.
So I added a little bit extra in here because there's more of us. I want to make sure we have plenty of food.
Plus you added more rice.
Yes, more rice, more liquids. All right, so we're ready. So now we're just going to take our lid. We're going to pop this bad boy on. We're going to make sure, first of all,
Becky's checklist.
You need to make sure that your rim is clean. But you build pressure if it's not clean. So you want to make sure that outside ring is clean. Lid on. Run through the mental checklist. Is my button flush? Is my icon down? Am I flat here? This button's down. And once you have that, then you're good. And this one's what? Rice setting. So we're doing, guess what? 4 minutes. That's it.
What? Wow.
I'm sick.
So this little circle means what, Becky?
That means that it's pressurizing, okay? So I've seen a lot of crazy things on the QuickBook group, like the Facebook group, like some of my friends, like when they're doing their lives, and I'm like, oh, it's me. So let me try. Some really important things happen. The clock's on, okay? When it starts circulating here down the bottom, it means it's building pressure, okay? On the white rice, when you put it on the white rice setting here, it says 4 minutes, right? Pressure. You will know the pressure.
Oh my god.
Never see steam coming from here or the side. The only place you ever see steam coming from is pressurizing at this one spot here. It's only going to happen before it pops. When it pops, seal it. You will not see steam the entire rest of the time until you hit the release button. If you see steam coming from here or the side, hit cancel and undo because you need to be safe. Because other than that, you don't. Okay. When it's done pressurizing at 4 minute time, it's going to pop one downward, not up. It's going to count down. When you counting up. Start keeping pressure out of the pot by itself. You're going to see recipes that say that. Now,
Yes.
ever see steam coming out of this pot, and the fifth button, okay, or one side. You do something. So if you see it, like I said, go and revisit what I. Okay? And so steam coming from places that shouldn't be coming. This needs to be flush right here. Hand to be able to run over there should not be a dump. Okay, make sense? Because I have seen some. Like,
so when it's counting right now, like it is,
when
it's not gonna take as long because they already had it in sear mode.
Right, and that's why it's only 4 minutes of cook time. Because remember, the chicken is halfway cooked at this point. The chicken sausage is already pre-cooked. Okay, and then the vegetables, we just seared them off real quick. The rice is the only thing that takes 4 minutes to cook rice in a pot. So that's really all you're trying to cook is the rice and the chicken. The chicken was already halfway. But 4 minutes extra.
But if you start normally, like from cold, the countdown is usually like 15 minutes
for chicken
to build pressure.
What do you mean?
Like what? Like it usually takes 15. His credence, isn't it? But sorry, it doesn't take as long.
No. So I'll tell you the way about the time. It's most of the time it's going to depend on two things. Number one, how much volume do you have in your pot? Okay. So if you've taken a standard recipe and you doubled it, it's going to take a little bit extra time to pressurize because you've added extra ingredients in there. So I hear a lot is, okay, so if I double the recipe, increase the time in. No, you do not increase the time. The only thing is it takes a little bit longer to pressure it. Okay? But other than that, yes. Yeah. The average, though, is if it's a 15-minute cook time, it normally takes 15 minutes to pressurize the pot. It's kind of a general rule of thumb. Okay? If it's a 4-minute cook time, it's 4 minutes to pressurize the pot. So if you see a recipe that's, like,
yeah, it's about 30 minutes for it to come up, depending on the quantity that's inside of the pot. You know, if you're talking the pot's up to capacity most of the time with it, then it's going to definitely take that 30 minutes to pressurize the pot. If you just threw one slab of ribs in there, it's probably as long. And again, it's gonna kind of figure that out as it's building the pressure. What other questions you guys? Any questions? Can you?
We're going to get one. We're going to earn it.
He's not gonna have one.
Can I get it?
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, so I tell people, like, once I hit that start button and I ask everybody, like, oh my gosh, are you guys like excited about what's going to come out of this pot? And I'm like, you guys see what I'm doing now? And I just kind of chill backwards. I say, do you see what I'm not doing right now? Because that's really what's most important. You know? Because how I relate this then is to tell people, so when I'm cooking this at home, once I've hit that start button, I have 15 or 20 minutes I can go spend with my kids doing their homework. Go drink a glass of wine. I can go 15 minutes. I'm exhausted. You guys, most of you are coming home from, you have 15 minutes that you're not babysitting a pan and you can go relax.
Plus, after it's done, you have the warming stage, which it stops cooking.
Yeah. So another really good feature on this pot that I want to make sure you guys know and you can really promote is that it's a built-in slow cooker too, you guys. Okay. So it's not just a pressure cooker. Again, it's a question I ask people. How many of you, before I start going through the features of the pot with them, how many of you guys use a slow cooker? And almost everybody, again, is going to raise their hands that work at 8 to 5, 8 to 6, 9 to 6, whatever job. So when I start going through, how I go through the features with them is this. I walk them through. Okay, so we have the sear feature, which is how we just started the front job. You've got your steam feature, you have your slow cook feature. That's when I talk about the slow cook feature. How many of them already have slow cook? Okay, I've got a slow cook into one. The steam feature is the only pressure cooker on the market that has a steam feature. We're the only one. Okay, so I asked them, how many of you guys make bread or hot rolls or anything like that? And most of the time they raise their hands, right? And I asked them, okay, tell me about that. So what's that process like? Well, you make your mix, you let it rise, you get it down, you let it rise, you get it down, you let it rise, and then you bake it, right? So I tell them, okay, so you can take your bread dough now, you can improve it, and you don't have to do the up and down with the rise. Okay, done. Chicken and poultry, beef and pork, fish and seafood, soup and stock, white rice, I stopped, brown rice. I asked them this question. How many of you guys eat brown rice? And again, most people are going to, a couple people put their hands up. And I said, so Mike, how long does it take you to cook? 15, that's probably like a minute version of the brown rice. It's actually whole grain brown rice takes 40 to 45 minutes to cook. And I say, so in the pot, it takes 14 minutes. So I tell them, in our pot, it takes 14 minutes. And they're like, wait, what? The ears go up. And then I go to the next one, dry beans. How many of you have ever used dry beans before? And not a lot of people. Older people will put their hands up. Us millennials, the youngers, the Generation X's, we don't put our hands up because we get it from a can, right? And I say, so how many of you guys remember, your mom or your grandma using dry beans? Anybody know what that process is? So Beth, tell me what that process is.
Forever. You gotta wash them.
Yeah, so we soak them overnight. We pick off the bad, like the little rocks that are in there. We do all that stuff. And then you cook them. And how long does it normally take to cook them? All day long, right? All day long. So you don't have to soak them anymore if you do them in a pressure cooker. And now you can just rinse them and cook them in 20 to 25 minutes. Why is it important to use dry beans? Anybody know? Cheaper? What else? Yeah, those cans of beans have nothing but sodium in there to preserve them, okay? So again, people are like, okay, you gave me enough like this pot. Stew and chili, and then I say, and then Becky's favorite button, which is dessert. And then at that point, I take the book that comes with the pressure cooker, and I pass that around, but I walk them through the beginning of the book. Okay, let me grab the book real quick.
I knew I was going to say that, but I wasn't going to. Should I have that ready?
What terrible director.
Advance.
So then I just tell them, okay, so in the front you have a couple different tests you can run. How much you guys need for legs? 3/4 of the room is going to be. All right. So wait, how long does it normally take you to make herbal legs? 12 minutes. Yeah. Depends how you're cooking. You know, the average is going to be anywhere from 10 to 7. Oh, like mine. So what if I told you to make herbal legs in 5 minutes? Solves the problem. So then now remember how you guys drive-ins? Well, every kind of eat times free. The cooking time's in here. You've got all of your grains. So remember I told you brown rice 2 minutes? Right here for you, along with quinoa. Anybody ever eat steel cut oats before? Hey, how long does it take you to cook steel cut oats? Too long. I love it. So it's normally like what, 45 minutes to an hour? 45 minutes? Yeah. So guess what? A pot of steel cut oats done in 10 minutes. Vegetables. You guys eat your vegetables every day. And no one ever right. Anybody ever eat spaghetti squash? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long does it take you to cook spaghetti squash?
I've been in the oven for like an hour.
Yeah. 45 minutes to an hour. You can do it in the microwave faster. What's important about that is that, again, it shows you're going to have your crowd of people that are like, yes, go microwave. Then you're going to have your other crowd that's like, oh my God, it causes cancer. Okay.
Wait, question, how long do I cook my spaghetti squash in there?
14 minutes for spaghetti squash.
You just put the whole thing.
Cut it in half and do it in there. Yep. So it'll fit. 14 minutes. And then our favorite part as moms and dads or people that cook is the protein, right? So remember I told you guys frozen chicken? Yeah. So, you know, instead of going through, going to Wise and getting a new pack of chicken, guess what? We have all of the times and temperatures right here for you for all of your meats. So, you know, from raw and from frozen. Right there, guys, when you show them that page by itself, price of chicken, right? Okay. And then I talked to the recipes, but I'm my favorite button was dessert. So, right by the pot, we're supposed to show for it. Yes. And so after I've done this, I revisit it. So how many of you guys are like sold on the pressure cooker and want to put yeah. How many of you guys are kind of a little still scared off the price point? $240 sounds like you're gonna like have to buy a small kid. Yeah. Or sell them. So I say so I tell them, so if you get on my schedule, again, this is gonna depend on you schedule. Let's stop there for a second. Okay, we need to talk about our calendars for a second. I gotta get a drink first. Where'd my glass go?
Oh, that was mine.
Oh,
Hers the blow. Hers the blow.
So, in this business, we have to learn to control our calendar. Okay. This is a really, really hard part of this business, to learn to control your own calendar. What do I mean by control your own calendar? First of all, you need to know what calendar to like, okay? Don't let anyone else when they want to book a show. Because if you're not booking into okay, I want to talk about this. We just talked about this. As a business owner, you control when you walk to the door, put the key in, turn it, and open the door, right? You're the business owner. You guys control when you flip the light switch on and when you actually go to work, okay? You control when your business takes a day off. The best piece of advice I was ever given. Most of you guys that have been around me for a while know I have my Bible. I don't mean the Holy Bible. I mean Becky's Bible. The Becky's Bible is my calendar. Okay. The first thing that goes on Becky's calendar is her family and her career. Because above all else, that's what's most important in my life. Okay. After, then I decide when I want to work. And that's what takes. Okay. So if you're a virtual consultant, I know you don't have show dates, right? You have times that you want to do shows. Advice I probably ever gave Miss Director Tiffany over here was this. She was doing shows every week, right? She would do 2 shows, and then she would have these 2 shows that haven't closed yet. She would start 2 more shows. She was always doing shows. And the way I do my virtual parties is I do first half of the month and second half of the month. I'll do like 9 at a time. It doesn't matter to me. It's just party. I want to determine what you want from your business. Okay? How much is too much for you? Because okay? So if shows is your perfect number, then you book shows at the beginning of the month, you book 4 shows the second half of the month, and that way you give yourself a break in between. Tiffany knows how to break in between, okay? She literally like starting and closing all month long, and I was like, holy crap, okay, no, can't do it. So just like cooking shows, though.
What happened?
Hello? Hello?
Where'd you go?
Sorry, my phone died. Had to hop on the computer. How are you, Laura?
I am here.
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so let's.
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna sit it down. Yeah, I'll just sit it down here. Okay, so back where we were. So figure out what you want your calendar to look like. So now you guys see the steam coming out, right? Here, I'm gonna turn this around so you guys can see right where the turkey timer's at. The button pops up, it stops putting the steam out. I know that was fast. So figure out what you want your calendar to look like. If you're doing cooking shows, how many cooking shows do you want to do? You block those dates and times off that you want to host cooking shows, and that's what you book first. So if you're in October and you still have dates left on your calendar, what do you book? Are you booking November? Are you booking December? No, because guess what's not booked? October, right? The thing I hear from people all the time is this. Well, I want the blah, blah, blah for 60% off. Anybody ever guilty of that? You throw out what the host specials are for the next couple months, and then people decide when they want to host a show? Don't do it. You're shooting yourself in the foot, okay? The most important thing you guys can remember is this, that they can get items free and half price every single month. I don't even talk about the host special. The only thing I've ever talked about host special-wise has been the quick cooker, just because I wanted to start getting it into people's kitchens. Other than that, you don't ever hear me talking about the host special, because every month is a good month to host a party. Every month they can get half price items. Every month they can get free products.
It is, but some people already know our schedule.
Well, that's I was getting there.
I already have.
It's once you've been in business for a while, people tend to know, you know, when the good specials are coming. They know January we always have double free. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So people will start to know, but what I'm seeing is when you're very new in your business, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Do not shoot yourself in the foot. Control your calendar. Control your show dates. You decide when people are hosting parties with you, okay? So if you're, let's say, you know, we're in October, and I know most of you guys are like, oh my God, but I can't book parties because it's already October. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can still you can book a party for next weekend if you're a cooking show consultant. Okay? How is it easy? For me, it's easier to book a date in close. And you know why? Because your friends already know what they're doing next weekend, and they won't know what they're doing next month or the month after. But your friends know next weekend. So it's easier for you to, as a host, to hold that party, and as a consultant, I mean, you're getting a host packet in their hand that night, okay? So you figure out your calendar. Virtual consultant-wise, cooking show consultant-wise, or if you're doing a combination of both. Figure it out. Sit down, take time. You know, don't just do it with you, though. Do it with your spouse, okay? Let that spouse be a part of that, because remember, it affects them too. It does. Whether we want to think it or not, it does. How many of you guys noticed that I've done a lot of pop-up trainings lately? Anybody notice that? Why do you guys think I've done that? You're exactly right. So when I've scheduled myself to work, I work. It's a discipline. It definitely, because trust me, I'd rather be in my pajamas with a glass of wine, watching SVU or doing something. But when I'm supposed to work, I work. But again, that's something that he expects, right, Wolf? Do you expect that? When I have a show cancel?
You expect a paycheck.
He knows if I'm supposed to be at work, I'm going to work. You know, now I only work 2 hours. I'll be down in my office for like 2 hours because that's the normal length of a cooking show. So I work for 2 hours. And it's just a discipline that I've gotten myself into. And so I spend half of my time normally with you guys doing a pop-up, and then half of my time working on filling my calendar if it's not where it's supposed to be, right? Because, you know, the other mistake that we make as consultants is when we have a party cancel, we accept it. And we're okay with it. You can't be okay with it, okay? Again, it's a part of a discipline that you get yourself into, that if you want to have 3 parties a month or you want to have 4 parties a month, then you drive yourself until you get 3 or 4 parties a month. If they start canceling, then what do, Nikki?
That's what.
You jump back on that horse and you find a booking somewhere, okay?
And
so
it happens to all of us.
God. You guys have no idea how many shows I had canceled last month. I am not even kidding you. I had, in even October, she's seen my calendar. I was completely booked for October. For like a month and a half, I was booked October. I was booking November shows. And then they started dropping like flies. Just dropping. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen to all of us, you know? But the difference is, when I start losing shows, I don't just sit back and be like, oh, okay, I got a weekend off, you know? I'm going to work. Number one, I'm going to work on trying to get it rebooked. And if I don't, then I'm dedicating that time to still working, okay? It's just a discipline. That's all it is.
You want that paycheck, you're going to work.
Yeah, most definitely. Where can you go work now, expect a paycheck, but not show up and actually do the work?
Congress.
Can I get an amen? But seriously, can any of you guys that have a full-time or a part-time job, can you guys tell me right now, when you're scheduled to work, you can just say, hey, I'm not coming in tonight. Nope, not coming in. You can do that for so long before you get fired, right?
Exactly.
Only so long does it work, right? So guess what happens? So guess what happens in this business? When you don't have shows on your calendar and you don't show up for work, eventually you close your doors, right? Your business is gone. And then either you're starting over or you're done. One or the other. One or the other is going to happen. And so it's a discipline. It is simply a discipline. You have to decide what you want your business to look for. And you have to be willing to hold yourself accountable to that and not be willing to say, okay, yeah, I'm just not going to work. It's not going to work. Because if you decide I'm just not going to work, or something else is more important than this that you've committed to and you committed to yourself, then it's time to evaluate whether you're really doing the right thing or not. You know, we've each get there, you know. Trust me, there's been times in 7 years where I've been like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Not because I haven't had a successful business, but because, remember we were talking about earlier with that cancer thing? That made me almost quit. Like, literally, it made me almost quit. These two know that I was there. Like, I was almost done. Just because I said, you know what, I didn't get in this business to have stress. I did not get in this business to feel like I was being treated like crap. But then I was like, am I really going to let one person ruin me, you know, in my own potential? Because every one of you guys have potential, right? Everybody on this planet has potential to do good. Everybody has the same potential. We all start with the same 24 hours every single day. Every day. And don't think just because, oh, well, Becky doesn't work a full-time job, that I don't have the same 24 hours, because I do. You know, I'm the mom of 4 kids. I'm a wife, just like most of you guys are. You know, I have activities that I like to go do myself. But again, it goes back to that D word, and that's discipline. It is all about discipline. He's so cute.
I know, right? It's the difference.
That's what I've seen, though, in 7 years. The people that are successful in this business, they are successful because they have decided everything about their business that they want to have happen, and they hold themselves accountable to making it happen. Okay, so it's just a matter of figuring out, though, what you want. Everybody's going to be different. You know, when I think about each one of you guys, your businesses are all in a different place, right? Everybody's in a different place. Everybody has different goals. We all have a different reason why we do this business. So the solution to each one of your problems is never going to be the same answer. It's all going to depend on you. You are the most important ingredient in the recipe. You are the most important ingredient, okay? You can add all the fluff around it, but you are that chicken. You know, you are that protein. That's you. You're the secret ingredient to having a good business. Who is that? Hi. So while we're waiting for food, because we have 3 minutes left, what questions do you guys have? Oh my gosh, you guys can't have any of it.
I know, it looks good.
And I have been watching the timer.
No. No.
Get out of the way.
Nobody can have what's in the oven right now.
Hey, you work hard. They work hard on it.
You are doing all the favors.
You know the recipe.
So what questions do you guys have? What do you guys need help with? What do you need help with? That's what I want to know. Even if you're on Zoom with me, what questions, what help can I help you guys with? What can I give you?
No, go ahead. Lay it out.
This is why we do this. A catalog party?
Yes. So I don't like she is not
grab my phone, please?
at all.
Where is it?
How are you reaching out to her? Facebook message, phone call, text message?
On Facebook, I emailed, I wrote a personal note to her with all of my information in her packet. I emailed her and I text messaged her. I was gonna call her today, but
Yeah. So a really important question you all need to ask your host is this. What is the way that you like to be contacted? Because everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to have a preference there. Is that email? Okay. So if you're responding to her with her preference, with her email, I want you to think about this too. Life happens to all of us, and she could have something going on that's preventing her from from actually responding back to you. Most of the time, that's what I find happens, is that they've had something come up and something's going on, and either they're too embarrassed that they haven't had time to actually do what they said they were going to do, and they don't want to answer you. Did you guys know that most people, when they cancel their shows, it's not because that, daughter's sick or have a flat tire or, whatever the excuse is, okay? Do you guys know the number one reason why people cancel their shows?
They don't want to disappoint you.
That's exactly right. They don't want to disappoint you.
I don't know how many hosts I've had that said, I'm doing this for you. And I'm thinking, no, you're doing this for you. Like, I'm here for you. I'm here to see you be happy, to see you get what you want.
Right.
My kitchen's filled. I want to see you get your kitchen to where you want it to be to make your life easier. You know, you're not doing this for me.
Right.
I tell my girls, I love to see my host happy. I care if I get a paycheck,
That's the
but I
magic
don't
sound.
care. I mean, I don't do this for the money. It's not a hobby. It's, you know, a second job, but I've, you know,
experience that.
yeah, it is. It's so nice to see hosts. Like, I had a host, like, I've done the message, like I do the first and second half, and I do messages with all my hosts. So it's all there, and I do host coaching with all my hosts at once. So I don't miss anybody. Becky showed me that, so I do that. And I had one host that was like, gung ho about her party. She's like, when her party ended, she's like, oh my God, I want to message you and I can't. You know, and it's just like, no, you can still message me. I don't care.
So,
you know, but it's just that relationship that you build with the host. You know, I do it for them, but they think that they're disappointing you. And I don't feel that way.
So I want you guys to give yourselves permission to not take it personally. Okay? So many times in this business, you're gonna learn, you're gonna get bruises, you're gonna get banged up a little bit, and we start to take those things personally because, you know, life happens to every one of us. But you have to give yourself a little bit of grace to say, okay, you know, I'm gonna. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day, and we're just gonna move forward from here. What I would do, and this is something that I do with a lot of cooking show hosts that stop talking to me. You know, they just stop messaging back, and I pick up the phone, and I'll give you my cooking show version of it, and I'll give you the catalog show version of it. It's a little bit of guilt in there. Hey, Jackie. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't believe your party is tomorrow. I have not heard back from you, so I went ahead and I decided what recipe we're going to do for your show tomorrow.
That's awesome. You made the decision for them.
I'll bring the ingredients. If something's come up and you've decided that we can't do your show tomorrow, then give me a call and we'll see what we can do about rescheduling you. They're going to call me back because they're like, okay, this crazy pamper chef lady's coming and she's bringing ingredients for my party tomorrow. Well, does it work every time? I kid you not, it works every time. Every time.
Plus, they drop the ball.
Right.
They drop the ball, so you're putting the ball back in their court, into their hands,
yes,
and making them work for their own party.
So with the catalog, it's a little bit different, and what I would say is, hey, Jackie, oh my gosh, I hope everything's okay. I still haven't heard back from you about your catalog party, and your party is going to help me reach a promotion this month, so I would really appreciate you giving me a phone call back.
I like it. Hi, Susan. Hi, Gail.
Take the camera.
It is that simple, guys. It is as simple as we make it be. When they think, oh my God, I'm going to be the reason why this chick is not getting a promotion this month, they're going to call you back. They're going to call you back. They'll call you back in 30 minutes, I promise. I promise you 30 minutes, you'll have a phone call. I'm serious though, because you're relating back to them as person to person, you know? Not just, it's not an email that has no words or feelings. They hear your voice and they're like, oh shit. Okay? Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, the reason why that person canceled is because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. Okay? They did not invite people. Okay? Or they only have 2 or 3 people coming to their party and they don't feel that that's worth your time. And how you get past that one is this. Oh my gosh, we can totally have a great party with 2 or 3 people. Actually, those are my nights where I just take a little break with my friends, you know, when we have a party together. And then after the party, you can just collect orders with catalogs I mailed you. And then you just let them know, you're on my calendar because my family counts on this income. You have to guilt people sometimes. You really do, okay?
Well, they still have to work for their party.
Yes.
Nothing comes naturally.
If you take this business seriously, guys, then treat it like a business, okay? Treat your business like a business and you will get business results. If you treat it like a hobby, guess what kind of results you get? Hobby results. You're okay with what happens. And if you're okay with it, y'all know Becky's okay with it, right? Becky's okay with whatever you guys decide is right for your business. But if you're serious about wanting more from Pampered Chef, I've been doing it. Huh? You do. You get what you put into it. You really do. And that's no matter if it's Pampered Chef or any other business, or if you're trying to get a promotion at your job, you know you have to work a little harder to get a promotion at your job. It's the same thing. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. All right. So the most important part.
The dessert.
I say we skip the jambalaya and we just eat the cake. All right, so you guys see that we've counted up. We're on warming. We're up to 5 minutes of natural release. And we're going to press our button. You can't really see the steam, I don't think, anyway. A little bit.
Now you hit cancel, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You hit cancel, you hit your button. Is it full again?
I hit the button first. I couldn't. You got a lot of business when like,
hey, you live and learn. You live and learn.
So what other questions? But that was a really good question because, I've taken many bumps and bruises along the way in 7 years. Yeah.
You know what you're doing after 7 years?
No. I mean, I only sold almost $11,000 last month. Just saying.
Personally.
Yeah. It was an awesome month. But
again, do you ladies have any questions? Susan, Gail, Laura?
You think?
No.
Was that a no?
Susan, I can't hear you.
Again, huh?
There you go. Now we can hear you. Do you have any questions?
No, I can't think of any. I'll have to go back and watch the whole thing, though, because I just signed in.
Okay, cool.
All right, you guys. Well, we're going to jump off of Zoom because we're going to eat. And then basically, I'm going to kick everybody out of my house after I feed them. But if you guys have any questions, you guys know, reach out to me. Laura, I'm still waiting for our phone call.
This week.
Okay. You let me know when, sweetheart, okay?
Yes.
All right. And Gail, I'm definitely thinking about what you said on the page. Maybe next month we will do this a little bit earlier, maybe afternoon, so that you can grace us with your beautiful presents.
Yes, Gail, we want to see you.
And hey, Gail, I want to tell you, since you're on now, thank you for my beautiful gift. I really appreciate it. You guys work really hard. I just really appreciate that gift. It made me cry. So you'll see that on the video if you watch it back. I'm a staff like that, so.
It worked, Gail. Good job.
All right, my lovelies. I will talk with you guys soon.
Bye.
See you guys.